Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Today is a very special day. I'm coming live with an amazing set of content pieces that I'm going to be unveiling to everybody here. So, really, this one is going to be teaching everyone how to generate a hell of a lot of traffic. Really, if we have enough traffic in our business, meaning leads, it's really something that relieves most of the stress and allows us to grow the most. So, if you're someone that's if you're someone that's experiencing that you're good at sales, but you don't have enough sales calls booking in, I want to tell you that the problem isn't that you don't have enough sales. It's actually that you don't have enough leads, most likely. Because if you got 50 to 100 extra leads per week, would you be so stressed about sales? No. And they were booking into appointments, you would not be as stressed. Are you someone that's taking low deposits and have long payment plans? On the call when people are choosing to jump into your program, chances are you're in scarcity and lack around your ability to generate more coaching appointments for your offer for people to jump into your program. So if you've got like a big group and you've got a lot of leads in that group, but you're struggling to convert that group and you're trying to squeeze that group, you have a lot of negative emotions around this. Chances are you probably just don't have a simple, easy to use lead generation system set up. And really, it's important to understand that we need this set up because you can bet on your grandmother's false teeth that you would be having more positive emotions about your business if you had unlimited, theoretical unlimited leads like flowing into your business. So after creating your first few sales of your offer, you now have what's called customer validation. So a specific type of person bought your service, proving that others would do the same. It's just now about how do we find those others? So the next most important thing is really systematically generating those others in high quantities into one single place where you can convert them into clients. So this is called lead generation and community growth. Now, leads are the lifeblood of every successful business. When lead flow stops, you should stop everything else in your business and just focus on lead flow, because your business is then running off its own air supply and it's soon going to die. So today I'm going to walk everyone through the most frequently utilized lead generation methods, along with the lead generation methods that are dying, that need to be stopped if you're going to survive in 2024, 2025, and which ones are the up and coming ones and the new ones to go with. And we're going to really give you that information, because if you don't know this in 2024, 2025, you're going to be left behind. And one of the main reasons why businesses go under, companies, even 50, 100-year-old companies go under, is because they don't know how to move where the market moves. They don't know where to move, because when the masses, the population, when their attention changes from, say, MySpace, and it changed to then Facebook, everyone on MySpace that didn't move to Facebook in terms of advertisers, their business completely collapsed. Same with when Google was what they call Google slapping people, which means that Google was changing their ad structure frequently. The companies that didn't know how to pivot, they went under. Okay, so lead flow is super important, and I'm going to show you a really not so well-known method that is probably the one I do choose. It's one of our lead generation methods. I'm going to share with that to you today, and really showing you how it can help you avoid a lot of the painful aspects of generating leads, as well as being very normally lead generation is very energy consuming, very time consuming. Many people struggle to be consistent with this really important task. So I know you're going to really want to hear more about what I'm going to say. So really stay to the end to receive the full rundown on that. Today, I'm going to keep off our discussion really just based on Facebook related activities. We're a company that specializes in helping coaches and consultants set up high yield traffic mechanisms. It generates traffic consistently at high levels without the client, the business owner, personally doing outreach, without spending loads of money on ads. So it would make sense to keep our discussion on Facebook. We primarily work with Facebook. And saying that, these concepts are evergreen. They're universally applicable, as most platforms follow the same framework. So before we dive into any lead generation methods, it's really important that you understand the full process, of which lead generation is a part of, okay? Because when you understand this, you will know how to keep the health of your business vibrant and flourishing. So I'll go ahead and share my screen and I'll walk you through exactly what we are actually going to speak about today. Okay. So let me know in the comments if you can't see this screen, but you should be able to see this. Generate more traffic than New York City. So if anyone's ever been to New York City or in the last 10 or 20 years, I haven't been there recently, but I know that it gets a lot of traffic. But the issue is, if New York City, if no one knew about New York City, then would it have any traffic? No. So the first thing is that we need outreach, or we need leads coming in and being told about our business in order for people to actually come into our business as clients. They don't drop from the sky. Every guru or every kind of person you see online that says I scaled in like 1 year to $1 million in the year, you can bet this is kind of like the equivalent of a lottery winner in the business world. Okay, it's not common. So let's not base our decisions and our expectations on those exceptions, because it's like 0.001% of the total population of business owners. So I want to show you today how to actually achieve results like that, but it's a way that can work for the mainstream. Okay, so there are a couple of pillars in terms of how we set up a successful business, and I'm going to walk you through these now. So the first one is offer, and this includes your niche, which is your audience. This is who you serve and what you serve them with. There's lead generation, otherwise known as traffic generation. Okay, and this is really those people coming into your business. Okay, that's the second pillar. And then there's appointment setting, otherwise known as sales calls. Okay, so that's this lead for this offer, which is this niche, being set as an appointment. So it's very simple. And then what there is sales, otherwise known as sales. Got to make myself laugh in this game sometimes. So then we've got delivery, which is also called fulfillment. Okay, so these are like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just really the 5 pillars of a business. And really the reason why a business doesn't grow is usually it has a bottleneck in one place. Like 80% of the problems would be solved if you just remove the issue in one of these places. Okay, so focusing on the single most important department, which holds the most what's called contention, which is it holds the most energy. You think about your business as a hose, and the hose, if these arrows are the hose and the hose is flowing through, you can actually understand that if there's a good energy flow flowing through here, then we will actually start to notice that there is just this really cool cycle around the end. Okay, it actually will probably realistically go here. Okay, so if you've got really good fulfillment, it's going to go back to referrals coming through as sales, and you're going to get a nice little flywheel happening here. But that's not the purpose of today's session. It's just to really understand that if we have this flow through the whole system, business will be beautiful. But if there's a contention, like say there's not enough leads flowing through for the offer, then we've got a contention here. Okay, what if we have leads flowing through but we don't have them being set as appointments? Then we've got a contention here. What if we've got appointments coming in but they're not closing as sales? Then we've got a contention here. And what if there's sales coming in but they're not getting delivered to properly? Then we've got a problem here. So how does it look in a business? If you've got lead generation issues, then you have to get really good at closing the little appointments you have that come in through inbound. And so you think that I just need to get better at sales, but really it's like you actually just don't have enough leads. So if you have an appointment setting issue, then you're probably gonna if you've got if your leads are sorted and your appointments are not booking in, then you're going to have to put a system together for that. And it looks like you having a massive audience, but it's not converting. That's either they're the wrong leads or you just don't have an appointment setting system set up. Okay, so when leads come into your business, there's no processes to set them. Okay, if they're setting and they're not closing, then it usually comes down to the fact that you don't know how to overcome objections, and you don't know how to communicate the value proposition of your offer. More so than objections, it's probably that your offer sucks and you probably just need to work on it, in terms of making sure you know how to convey how specifically it solves the needs of the people you serve and how it's worth more than what it costs. Probably that's usually the issue. If you have a issue from sales to fulfillment, it's usually that you're over promising in the sales calls and you're under delivering, or what you actually give them on the back end doesn't match the sales. Okay, now I could create a video on every single one of these. If you want anything like in alignment with that, let me know in the comments below, because we're doing a little test right now. We're just creating content to solve the issues of our Facebook group, what they're going through. So really what we wanted to cover here though is the main pillars. So we've got our main 5 pillars, and really what we want to look at is really want to look at this story about a client that we have. We recently assisted them to add $20,000 per month in revenue to their coaching business. They came to us saying this exact problem. Oh, I have not got enough sales. I need more sales. I need more revenue. Can you help? Now, we helped her to understand that she had been focusing on the effect in her business rather than the cause. When we laid her business out on the table like this in a chart, and we found out that, when she had calls booking in, most people bought her program. It's just that she didn't have a lead generation system and an appointment setting system to book more calls. This is really where it came from her. So we realized that there was no outreach happening. There was no leads flowing in. Okay. And so there could be this constraint really came from here. And this is really the key, guys. Look at where is the earliest place that your constraint is. Like, do you have enough leads coming in? Okay, if you do, then are they booking in? Okay, if they are, that's great. Okay, are they closing? Okay, are they getting fulfilled? Are they reporting with good feedback? Your ability to actually understand in a very simple way where specifically the issue is coming from in your business is literally the equivalent of traveling to Mount Everest with or without oxygen. Like, you can't actually grow without knowing this stuff. So I want to really teach you guys this. This person she thought she needed to convert more of the appointments to sales, but she was depending on inbound referrals. And we helped her to see that we just need to implement something simple here to generate more leads. And so that means the appointment setting would triple in volume. Therefore, the sales would triple in volume. So she could do more with less in that regard. So it's really important to understand where to focus. Now, we're going to focus on the leads department in this video because I know that not just this client has this issue. This is a systemic issue. Every single client that comes to us, every single person that asks for help within the $2,000 to $50,000 per month mark, holy crap, you're not bad at sales. You can close people if they're in front of you. You literally don't have enough leads. This is the single place. This is why we're not an appointment setting agency or a business. We're not a sales business. We focus on leads, high quality leads coming through very consistently on a low cost basis in high volume. This is what we focus on. Do we focus on giving you an appointment setting system? Absolutely. Do we give you a sales system? Absolutely. We of course do that. Do we touch on offer? We absolutely make sure you have an amazing offer. But the bulk of our work is really getting these leads set up to come through regularly. So it's super important to understand. I'm going to just drive this one home as well. Once you have achieved your first few sales, you must focus on leads. Like, this is the most important thing, is focus on lead generation. Get it strong, guys. Okay, super important, very important. You must have an inbound lead generation system, which means you've got leads that come to you, and then you've got you reaching out to leads. Okay, you reaching out is outbound, leads coming to you is inbound. You want inbound leads, because inbound leads, they're people that request your help, and that's what you want, people requesting for your help. If it's you offering your help, people have more buyer's resistance, they have less trust. It's better if you can delegate the outbound aspect and have only people interested coming into contact with you directly, or your setters. Okay, so it's super important we understand this. Now that we understand these pillars, we can understand how to generate massive volumes of leads for our offer. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Okay, so there's two kinds of lead generation methods. There's organic traffic, okay? And this is traffic that you source by organic means, like outreach, okay, like Facebook groups. These are like organic traffic mechanisms on Facebook. There's friends, suggested friends. You can go onto other influencers' Facebook profiles and message their friends in their list. Okay, if they're up to 5,000, there's lots of things you can do with organic. There's also, you can get into paid traffic. Okay, so that's the second kind. And this is really like all it comes down to at a high chunk level. This is traffic that you buy with ads. So there's many different types of ads. The type of ad that focuses on lead generation, we found it's called a lead ad. Okay, it's simply like a lead ad, obviously, right? And this is much easier if you're going down the paid traffic route. It's much easier to focus on just leads first, because there's the different types of ads are, first you can get just an ad that creates leads and brings them into like a group or an email list. Then there is leads and appointment setting. So you get the lead and then you set them as an appointment, then you close them on the call. And then there's lead, appointment setting, and sales, which means that you get the lead from the ad books them into a call, the ad closes them. Or it's just the get the lead and then it closes them. And this is usually low ticket products use this when they're using this method, okay? But it's not usually going to be all three. It's usually going to be either the first two or the number 1 and 3, okay? And so what's really important to understand is that if you have not beat the 15 to 20K per month mark, you shouldn't be going with a low ticket ad, because you need to have your offer and your value proposition for that offer. You have to have so many good case studies all set up and dialed in before you go that route. Honestly, we're hitting multiple 50K months like consistently, and we're not doing low ticket because there's just a lot to focus on. The more you try and automate, the more complex and more difficult it is to get it successful. Okay, because you have less control over the process. So paid traffic is not really what we're going to focus on today. What we're going to focus on is organic traffic, okay? So the ways of generating organic traffic, you can use, we all know the whole Facebook groups method. You go into other people's Facebook groups that are a good fit for your niche. They contain your audience in them, and then you just convert them either straight onto a call or into your group, okay? That's the first thing. Then there's suggested friends, okay? And this is where you condition your, if you go into Facebook and I go, here I am. If I go onto Facebook I'll start a new tab and I'll show you guys. I won't jump into it deeply, but I'm just going to show you on friends. You go suggested. You can condition your Facebook to actually show you and bring you people that are a good fit for your offer. And you can actually easily get unlimited leads from this area. But it's not the best because it requires you to do it. And so really your criteria for lead generation is that you should not be the one that is generating leads, okay? So both of these can be automated. They can be delegated, okay? And then really, these are the main two we'll touch on today, okay? But there's two ways you can do this. You can do this yourself, or you can do this with by someone else doing it for you, right? So what's important to understand is that we need to make sure that this is automated, and you could do this with an outreach specialist, or you could do this with a bot. Okay, I wouldn't suggest doing it with a bot, because a bot is going to most likely damage your brand pretty bad. I would do it with an outreach specialist because it's a real person. An outreach specialist is like a VA, like someone you just send. You can send them into groups and they can just message people and bring them onto a call or into your group. They can have, what we do is we set them up with 5 profiles, 5 to 10 profiles, and they conduct a volume of outreach per week. And then they just literally bring people into a Facebook group. So this is really the key one, the hidden one, the one that's not so well known, which I'm going to talk to you about. Lots of people use VAs to book calls. That's not a new system. But what we do is we use VAs to actually fill a Facebook community with 60 to 100 leads per week. And that's what we use. And it literally is $2.50 per lead, which is a crazy low amount, even by paid ads. That's like better than average. So this is what we use, and the leads are much better quality than like a paid ad. So really the pros and cons to this, if you were to use a paid ad to generate leads, it's that the ad takes a long time to ramp up to KPI, takes a long time to get the lead cost down, takes a lot of money to actually use that to generate leads. And it's just a lot of work. It costs a lot of money. You've got to dump a lot of money into it. So you're looking at about at least a couple $1,000s to dump into this thing before it starts converting. With these, it's like a couple of $100, because they are from the Philippines usually. You can hire them for $3 an hour. They can do their 1,500 outreach per week, and like they can just generate 50 to 100, 60 to 100 leads a week. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about. Now, what happens here is that once they come in, those leads, they need to be brought into a community, right? So really the most important thing, if you haven't got a community of over 10,000 people, guys, you should not be focusing on automating appointment setting. Like, you should not be doing that unless it involves building a community at the same time, which is 2 very different processes which take a lot of time. The most important thing is, like, to build your brand, you should have a community, okay? So they should be building the community. So bringing leads into the community, okay? So it can be like a Facebook group. Different kinds of community could be a Facebook group. It can be like school. There's a platform called School. You can create it on Udemy. Udemy has like free communities, okay? You could just have like, yeah, that's what I would say. There's these different kinds of communities. All right. So let's put this one up over here. I'm going to focus on the Facebook group today. So really what you want is, you want them to be taken into the Facebook group, and then you want the outreach specialist or someone to manage the member requests area. So like if I go into my Facebook group and I jump over here, I'm just going to pull back the curtain a bit and show you what's going on. So once they come into, the leads come into here, I don't want to have to manage this. So the great thing about having an outreach specialist is they should be trained to manage this, upload the leads to a CRM, and then they should be trained to message you and let you know when that lead has been created. That way, this is literally the inbound lead generation system in a nutshell. It's like, get the leads from other groups and suggested friends, 1,000 to 1,500 outreach a week, buy an outreach specialist, bring 60 to 100 of them into your community per week. I'll just delete these to save distraction. Bring them into your Facebook group, and then manage. And then it's really about qualify and add new leads to CRM. That's literally the next process they do. So you shouldn't be doing any of this. If you're someone that is currently adding leads to your spreadsheet yourself, if you're currently having to add them into a CRM, if you're currently generating leads, bringing them into your group, or adding them from other groups and like posting content to get them into a group, you got to understand, like, you're probably like wasting like 15 hours of productivity a week. And if you're not doing it for 15 hours a week currently, then you're not actually growing at the level you could. If you had someone that was generating the leads for you, and all you had to do was literally take the lead and book them into a call, how much easier would your life be? So once they get brought into the CRM and they're qualified, so they've answered all the questions, they're in the group, the business owner gets informed of the new lead. Boom. Once they're done that, like, all you have to do is business owner sets the lead as an appointment. So it's very different. Like, your life, when you have an inbound system set up and you're just talking to people that have come to you requesting your help, your life, your energy that you have to exert in your business is incredibly different. Your whole psyche will change, because now it's not you seeking and hungry and like a predator online. Now it's people are requesting to come into your house. They're coming into your space. And now it's like, I'm going to cherry pick who's the most qualified for my offer, right? Also, like, once you come into the Facebook group, what you want is to have like free training sent to their email. That's the first thing that we set up automatically. Okay. The next thing is lots of content posted to the group. All of these, for what purpose? To increase reciprocity, literally. And then the next thing is tagged in a welcome post, introducing them. So you're creating this reciprocity with the free training that gets sent to their email. And then you're literally creating more reciprocity with awesome content in the group. And they see all of that when they join. And then you're tagging them in a welcome post, introducing them to the community. So you're actually creating this inclusiveness. And that's how you build the community engagement. Now, in this welcome post, it should be something like step 1, introduce yourself. Step 2, be engaged. Step 3, check your DMs, because we're reaching out to you to give you something. And that way they get reached out by you and you set them as an appointment. Okay, that's pretty much it. So this is exactly what we're using, and we've hit multiple 50K per month in our business, collected, guys, not sales. There is very different. Lots of those gurus you see online, people are saying they're making 150K months, and you ask them, like, it's in sales and they're not even turning a profit, guys. Like, we are making 50K per month cash collected. We're making $20,000 to $25,000 per month profit, at least, probably even more. So you want to look at that. Like, understand, we don't run challenges. We don't run masterclasses. We don't have $1 million ad spends. We literally run on a business budget of $2,000 per month. And then we have like 2 employees, and I just pay them like a lot, and I pay myself a lot. That's all. Like, if you want that, you need something simple, right? So this is how you set it up. I hope this has been useful. I really just wanted to go into this because, you know, this is what we are an expert in. We are experts in this simple, organic lead generation system, very simplified. Like, there's no crazy bells and whistles. There's only what is essential and what must be done. So if you don't have this set up, then take what I'm giving you here today and use it. Like, honestly, you should be generating traffic. Okay, you should be, the first step is be in the right groups, and it should be the groups that have your niche in them and they want to solve the problem your offer is solving. Condition your suggested friends list on your profile to show up when you add and message a lot of people from the Facebook groups. You will start conditioning the suggested friends, and you start messaging more people from suggested friends as leads, and that will bring more of them towards you. That's the first thing. And then, like, hire an outreach specialist. So once you actually understand, okay, the right groups, you understand what your niche actually looks like in terms of their Facebook profile, get an outreach specialist from us, or you can hire them from Upwork or somewhere. I did hire about 40 VAs from Upwork over 2023, and it was the biggest waste of time ever. So either get them from us or get them from like an agency. I don't know many places, people that do this, but get them. They're not too expensive. And then start getting them to build your community. So get 60 to 100 people per week minimum. We need 60 to 100 new people hearing about your stuff every single week because your stuff rocks. So Facebook group needs to have free training sent to their email, automated, put it on, like, attach it to a software. We use Go High Level, get it sent to them, give them that. They'll have a lot of reciprocity. They'll be more open to talking to you. Set up a welcome post, have your outreach specialist tag them in a welcome post, and then direct them to checking their DMs so that the message you sent them is really like, after they've received the training and they've received this direction, they're so open to talking about their stuff. And that's really what you want. Post lots of content to the group, have a content calendar for your group. We've got one. Definitely happy to share that with you guys if you're interested. And then qualify and add the new leads to a CRM. So we use GroupKit. We add them to the CRM. That CRM is linked with Go High Level, which is our other, where we have our emails. Then the emails get sent to them. This is all automated, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. It costs like $120 a month. Okay, plus the outreach specialist, it's $927 a month to generate 60 to 100 leads per week. And that's all your operational costs. There's nothing else. There's no hidden cost. There's no strings attached. That's all it is. And you can scale to $50,000 per month on this. Like, if you gave me $927 a month and I gave you $50,000 a month, would you call that a fair deal? Anyone in their logical, rational brain would say yes. Okay. And all business owners are very logical and rational. So they, literally, when they get uploaded to the CRM, the business owner should be tagged in a comment by the outreach specialist, and then said, there's a new lead being added to the CRM. Here's the lead's profile. And you can just go ahead and literally have like, you've got this, you get them to message you and it pings every time you have a lead, and you're just like sipping your tea, chilling out, sunbaking. Message when the lead comes in, set them as an appointment, close into your program. That's all. So once you find a really good winning formula for setting the leads, then it's time for appointment setting. But if you try and do appointment setting and hire appointment setting agencies before you have an inbound lead generation system set up, like, we were on a call with someone who's one of the biggest appointment setting agencies in the industry. And I'll tell you a secret, a little bit of juicy goss, right? These guys said in their ad, our setters will perform or you don't pay. Now, we got on a session with them. We went through their whole funnel. We went through the whole sales funnel. We got on a session with them. We stayed on a session for an hour to an hour and a half. And I asked the guy, so if we come into your program, your setters will book calls for us, and if they don't perform, we don't pay. And the guy got skittish. Like, he was like, oh, no, this and that. And I said, look, is this the guarantee or not, man? And he said, actually, you have to have an inbound lead generation system set up in order for this to work. Now, guys, you tell me, why would you go with an appointment setting agency if their main requisite is that you have this set up first? That surely means that this is more important than this to address first. So if you don't have leads coming into your business automatically, then don't focus on appointment setting. Don't focus on sales trainings. Just focus on this, please, if you want to be successful. So I hope that today was valuable. Put it in the comments if you found this to be valuable, if it gave you another insight on how this all kind of works with lead generation. You don't need to focus. So from here, one more thing before I wrap it up is that when they come into the group, like free challenges and masterclasses, I threw some rocks at them before. Look, they're good, but you shouldn't focus on them before you have automated lead generation. Like, if you have a free challenge or a masterclass that's currently converting into sales, and you don't have lead generation automated, you're literally losing probably close to $100,000 to $150,000 a month if your program is between $2,000 to $5,000. Because if you tripled the amount of leads, you triple the amount of registrants in those events, you triple the amount that attend, you triple the sales. So if you're making like, say you have a $5,000 program, and you've got 5 sales coming through per month, in a challenge or a masterclass. If you tripled that, that's 15 sales. That's I think 75 to $150,000 like per month. Like you're losing half of your income if you don't have this set up. Just this one thing to change. Okay, so really understand, guys, like don't focus on your website, don't focus on anything else before you, as soon as you generate sales, you should just really focus on lead generation. All right, I'm going to jump off. We've got lots to do, lots of new people joining us. If you're interested in learning more about this, we give out a couple of demo calls to new members of the group for free per week. So look, I've gone through this in a general way, but if you're really wanting someone that's something a little more bespoke, usually I charge over $500 an hour for my time, but I honestly don't even like give that anymore. But if I were, I would charge probably that much. And if you're wanting something like this as a member of the group, you qualify for one free session with me where I deep dive into your business. This is not like one of those discovery calls disguised as a sales call. If you want to hear more about what we do, you can have that option and we can absolutely chat about that. But this is much more about you receiving the value required to succeed, because what I want is that people in our Facebook group are telling each other, I got on a call with Ben, freaking changed my business. Now I'm making $20,000 per month. Like, I want that to be in this Facebook group, because that means that everyone will tell their friends about what we do, and people can actually be saved from the struggle of just not being able to grow in their business. Because like our company exists because I went into masterminds and people were just getting sold $10,000, $20,000 programs and made no money back. Like for years, they would continually be sold these new promises by these coaches and consultants. It was actually like inhumane. That's why we exist. So we're here to remove that as a thing from the industry. So I really want that to be happening in our free audience, because like, imagine what happens in our paid programs, right? So jump in for this demo call, comment demo below. That's DEMO, comment demo below to get in on this. I seriously can assure you, you will not regret spending 15 minutes on this call, walking through this process, but for your business. At the least, you can literally use it and plug it in. You'll have the roadmap by the end of that session. And you won't regret it. So think about what you spend 15 minutes a day on. Like if you think to yourself, oh, I would, but I just don't have the time, then you need to do this, because what you're spending your time on, if you're working more than 8 hours a day and you're not making $50,000 a month, then what you're doing is not actually effective. And if you're not doing things that are effective and you're not growing your business, but you're still doing the same stuff, it's the closest thing to fucking madness. It is the closest thing to madness. It's like if you saw someone bang their head against a wall and they didn't stop and they knew it hurt, you would think they were insane. So don't be insane. Just have a call with me and fix everything. Have a beautiful day. See you guys in a moment. Comment demo below. Catch you guys soon.